two things in particular that I've always had looking back at the story. And that's the next exercise I'm going to do. I've just designed that whole visualization process that I use with a client, which we will do together. That will go deep into value. So it might bring up what happened, what you're feeling now, in terms of your values, but two of the questions, two of the things that I see are very much looking back at previous things. Because, in fact, I'll go through the reason I talk about the things about visualization after I do it. Just wait for Julie to join us so she can get involved in this part. Don't worry about the camera for now, because this is my first exercise. So, first of all, what is belief? What do you believe about what belief is?
How you see things yourself.
In my opinion, is a mindset.
You've done this part before, admittedly, I've changed the entire thing. So everything we did on Tuesday is completely different to what we're doing now. What do you think, Joyce?
For me, it's more belief is something I would take in and own it, and all the rest.
So for me, a belief is something we hold to be true. So, for example, if I say that I believe in God, I hold it to be true that God exists. And this can work in so many levels, in so many ways. So we're forming beliefs all the time. So we form beliefs based on our experiences, and our experiences determine our beliefs, and our beliefs determine our experiences. Because I'm very much a weird one when it comes to coaching and goal setting, because I'm very existential. I can't even say the word existentialist. Existentialist. So basically, I liked it in sociology. They just put it a lot nicer. Social constructionism. So I believe that we have a unique understanding of the reality of the world around us. So we're constantly, for everything we experience, believe, we see, we feel, we touch, we taste, we're taking our own unique experience of that. So everyone in this room will leave with a completely different experience of how today's been, because of our beliefs beforehand, and our beliefs determine what we perceive around us. Which is strange because it means that I'm very morally ambiguous. Right or wrong is a construct of our imagination. And you can take existentialism to a real deep level and basically say, this is probably my entire consciousness creating and manifesting people around me, dream world, and well, we're in the matrix. But the reason I say that, because what I understand is that our beliefs determine how we see the world. They determine what we do, what situations we pass out in. If you think public speaking is easy because you've got such a strong message that you want to share, you literally just want to go up on stage every time, very much me or Simone in particular. If you say to Simone, we're going to go on stage, he's already stood there, waiting for his slot. And I'm very much the same. Can I go on stage? If there's an event on and they say we're looking for speakers, I call them up. Doesn't matter who it is. Someone asked me a week ago, When was the last time you spoke to 1,000 audience of 1,500? It's like, well, I've not done that quite yet. Maybe soon. But I put myself out there. I offered to speak for TEDx Women. An event about successful women. I was like, I'll speak. But then you can have the opposite. You can have things that you believe about yourself that hold you back from situations. If you believe that public speaking is scary or make you nervous, you won't be inclined to do it. So I see beliefs as effectively two things. They're either empowering So if a belief is empowering, a belief will push you on to take more action out of something. If a belief is disempowering, it will often hold you back. So when you look at your beliefs, ask yourself, is this belief empowering me or is it disempowering me? The individuals that take the most action are individuals that are most empowered by themselves. So either you have power yourself or you're giving that power over to someone or something else. For example, so this is how I justify empowering and disempowering. Empowering means you take that power, disempowering means you're giving it away. So for example, the public speaking disempowering me. If I didn't like public speaking, I'm effectively giving power to that one. Whereas if your belief is empowering, I'm taking power from that. So look at whether your belief is giving you power or it's taking power away from you. I wrote that up, I've realised I'm not going to have space under it to put down things in it. But where do you think belief comes from?
Your experiences, your perception of those experiences.
So your experiences, your perceptual experiences, judgments and internal programming essentially your behaviour.
Reactions from others?
Reactions from others.
I think that's motivation.
Everything that happens around us, we interpret it first before we give it a meaning. So no matter what it is, so we'll see something. I'm going to go on a really deep philosophical level. This is a dog. But we know it's a dog because we've been told this is a dog. So we see this, but do you know what it is really? It's a reflection of light coming into our eyes. That's everything around us is. It's different reflections. But we've been told this is a dog. In other languages it would be something else, but it's taken to mean the same thing. So we see it and then we process the meaning behind it. So everything around us we give a meaning to it. So if you walk into a nightclub, you look over and make eye contact with someone. It can be, what the hell is that person looking at me for? Or, wow, that guy's clearly attracted to me. And that's the thing, you can have the same experience as someone else in terms of the environment and take away completely different things from it. There was an interview, I'm trying to think of who one of them was. There were two brothers interviewed, and two twins. So they grew up, and they grew up in Kent. I know it is now. Yeah, they grew up in Kent. They were both physically abused and emotionally abused. So one of them, and this was in their 50s, they were interviewed. One of them was, I was a drug addict, alcoholic, and the reason I'm like this is because I was emotionally and physically abused. The other person was Wayne Dyer, who is one of the most successful spiritual coaches, authors in the world, like multi-millionaire. And he said, the reason I'm a successful author, speaker, like spiritual guru in a way, is because I was emotionally and physically abused when I was growing up. And that's the thing, they had the same experience, but they attached a different belief to them. So this is where we're going to do that? No, I'll do the metaphor first. So, this is the story. I love how I just change real stuff, and then I think, no, I'm just going to take it this way now. Being present. Good value to have. So, this is my favourite story recently. And Roger would have heard this before. So, story passed down from storyteller to storyteller. I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, wow, this is such a good message. So basically, a man was having a really bad day, like horrific day. His wife had left him, his business was just going down the drain, and his house went on fire. And he's like, this is horrendous, and he's walking through the woods, just wanting to smash up everything around him, like picking at trees and plants and knocking things over. And at one point he comes to a stake, a massive boom. And suddenly he hears this noise, like, boy! And he looks down and there's a frog looking at him. And the frog looks up and said, what are you doing kicking my stone? I was perched on that. And the man was like, oh, I'm really sorry. And the frog jumped into his hand. And he said to the frog, look, I have had such a horrific day. Everything is going wrong. My life is falling apart. And the frog looked up and said, these things happen, don't worry about it, everything will be fine. Look, this is the #1 day in the frog calendar. We hold our annual mountain climb today. The man's like, mountain climb, what's it? It's like, basically, all the little froglings, they have to climb this mountain, but none of them can get to the top. It's a test of perseverance. It's a test of, if you fall down, can you get back up again? And it's really important for frogs to do, just to see the little froglings fall up there, and the learning experience they will get from that. Come on, you enjoy it. So the man was like, okay, let's go. So they're walking along through the forest, and suddenly they come to this big group of frogs around. It wasn't really a mountain, because frogs are quite small, so they bumped it. And they're all eager and there's anticipation in the air. All these little froglings at the front. So the man's like sat down at the back because he didn't want to get in the way of the frogs. And obviously if he sat at the front, no one else could see. And he's asked around, so what happens then? Basically, the little frogs go up and they fall off. Like, literally look at it, it's impossible for one of them froglings to get to the top. It just doesn't happen. So, he's like, okay. They're about to start, there is so much anticipation, all the frogs are like loving it. And suddenly one of the big booming frogs goes, and they're off! And all these little froglings start to climb this mountain. There's about 30 of them in total. By the first meter or so, almost half have fallen off. And one, and then they fall off. And everyone cheers and laughs. None of them get hurt. This is very like animal-friendly story. But they're all clambering up, clambering up, clambering up. And then by here, there's only 5, 6 frogs left. And everyone's looking at them with anticipation, wondering when they're going to fall off next. Suddenly, about here, there's only 3 left. And suddenly the top one's like hanging down, and then he starts to fall and hits the other 2. So they start falling down, and everyone's like, aha, it's over. But the smallest one who was falling down manages to clean back on again. So he's here. He starts to clamber up, clamber up, clamber up. Now all the frogs are looking at him like, ha, he's going to fall down soon. No one's ever made the top. It's impossible. No one can do this. But the little frog keeps going. And suddenly he's there. He's not that far off the top. No one's ever made it that high before. And all the frogs are like, it is too high now. That's impossible. You're going to fall, you're going to fall, you're going to injure yourself. if you fall, you might die, you might break your leg, you might break your arm. So all the frogs are shouting out, look, just stop, it's impossible, leave it. But it keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. And all the frogs are like, look, just stop, come down now, come down. But he keeps going and keeps going. And suddenly he gets to the top, and there was silence everywhere, absolute silence. And a few cheered, and a few were just, everyone else was just shocked. They were like, what's happening? And he starts to make his way down, this little frog, and he was like one of the smallest ones there. And everyone rushes towards him. And as he comes out, people start asking and shouting things, but he just seems to be ignoring them. And the man went up to him and looked down and said, little Froglin, how did you get to the top and no one else has achieved it? And the little Froglin just stared back up at him. Why do you think that little frog didn't answer? Roger, you're not allowed to say this. Do you know the answer? Do you see this? So, okay. So somebody's not heard the story.
His view was different. He was deaf.
It's deaf.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
Couldn't hear him saying no. Yeah.
that's the
Brilliant.
thing. If we were deaf to all of society's views that have affected our belief, what would be different about our
That's a
lives?
very good story, Bob.
I've used it off someone else, but it's not a very well known one, so
Yeah.
I like using it. I've only had it once
and
before.
you wouldn't think of disability.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is the thing, isn't it? Like, our beliefs are formed by what we hear at a young age. And what we hear for our teenagers, our peer group, parents, family, and teachers, and TV, media. I mean, if you look at my granddad's views, his views are the Sun and the Daily Mirror. So too many immigrants, too many Muslims, teenagers are evil. Whereas if you were reading The Guardian, you might have slightly different perspective. And that's the thing, all of our views. We need to really pay attention to where we're getting these beliefs from. Often beliefs that we have come from a particular instance. So it's about shutting yourself off from that. So I've got two quick games. The first one is a nice, simple one that some of you would have done before.
Sorry. Horses and I'm gone. Anyway,
Oh, brilliant.
Shiny things.
I'm focused.
There seems to be a lot of them out there.
I think isn't it the chain?
Some stuff for each of you. I mean, vision's my favourite part of God segments. What do we want to achieve in the future? Now, there are two really important things to consider when you look at your vision. Why do you want to achieve something? And how does it reflect your identity, values, and beliefs? The thing is, with long-term vision, particularly with money, everyone wants to be a millionaire. Well, not everyone, but sometimes people don't even know why they want to be a millionaire, or how does it reflect who they are. It just sounds, well, I want this car, I want this house. And that's what I see with visions. People say all these grand, big things because society expects you to say that sort of stuff. So always think of what really drives you towards that vision. Because, as Tony Robbins said, once you know the why, the how takes care of itself. So once you know the why, then you're there, you can manifest it, you can really start to make it happen. And then there's also, that's why I've done the entire morning in terms of a goal setting, actually the entire morning on values and beliefs. Because if your goal does not reflect your value and your belief, if your vision doesn't reflect that, then you're not going to take the right action to get there. So before even looking at your long-term stuff, always think about why would you want this particular thing, how would it serve you, and how does it reflect who you are. One of the best ways to look at money as a goal, like I don't really like to see money written down as a goal, like I want to earn £100,000 a year. What I find is a better way of thinking, what would you want to do with that money? What are you looking to buy? So I know my Nissan GTR will cost me about 35 grand. So that gives me a reason to earn that sort of money. Or that type of house I want costs 385 grand. So that means I don't need to aim for millions and millions and millions. It means to get the life I want, I can aim for this much. But before I even find out the value, I think, what is it going to buy me? What I see a lot of people doing with their vision is doing really superficial stuff and not understanding why they want to do it. So just get really involved with why. So, the first exercise that I have in vision. Now, pretty much that is all the talking I was going to do for vision. The next hour is purely exercise. Probably more than an hour. So, Julie, if you want to start.
Hi, so my name is Magic and I just attended Mid 2014 Awesome with Ben Shorter. And basically when I came in this morning I wasn't feeling that great, and now I'm feeling super empowered and remembering what my values are. I feel I have a lot more self-belief in terms of the goals that I want to accomplish over the next few months, and generally feeling more confident in myself all around.
Hi there, I was here on Saturday at Ben Shorter's event on setting goals and looking at what relates to our goals, and I absolutely loved it. What I struggled with before was making goals in between the long term and the short term ones. So now we're actually able to go into detail with that and look at how I can set more reasonable and achievable goals sort of 3 to 6 months time, which is really exciting. So thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Roger. I've just been along to the GTeX May 2014 Awesome. Let me tell you something, it was awesome. The content of what Ben delivered was amazing. It covered all sorts of topics to do with goal setting, the psychology behind goal setting, and achieving your goals for 2014. The practicalities, we did loads of exercises, lots of fun exercises, and I learned a lot, so it was quite deep as well. So come along, Ben does an awesome job as always. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
There you go. Hello, my name's Julie and I've just finished today's workshop for Make 2014 Awesome, presented by Ben Shorter. And I had a really amazing day today. I've learned so much. It's really helped me to make my goals and to make sure that I know what I need to do to achieve my goals. So thank you very much, Ben. It was an amazing day.
Awesome.